Well, Joshua, coming back to you again. I just thought here just to do a wrap up on this H3 model. As you can see, I'm just finishing off the number 6 and number 7. Then I'm going to have to fit them in to make the H7. And I just want to give you an idea of what it's going to look like. This here could be actually sitting on the edge of a cliff. Quite strong. There's only 3 legs supporting an H3. So what I did here is just pin the double triangle pieces in. Now, on this quarter scale model, which represents the disaster relief platforms, each of these platforms would be equal to 12 square feet or 2 foot per side. So when you put 3 hexagons together, if your sides are 2 foot, you actually double it. So your sides would be 4 foot. And if you had a H7, you would triple your side length. So that would be 2 times 3, that would give you 6. So that's how you figure it out. So on this particular H3 model, the sides are 24 inches, and from point to point over here, you actually have you should have 48 inches. 24 across and another 24. And the hypotenuse from here to here would be about 87%, and whatever your diagonal is. So on H3 you got your 3 legs, and on an H7 you would actually have your 7 legs, because you would count your center. So on your edges, this is something I've been thinking about. On your edges here, see if I can find a I'm trying to find a one of my pieces. I can just use this as an example. But anyway, when this is all said and done, you'd actually have holes cut into your locking tabs. So on a H3 you would have 3 locking tabs, and you'd have 3 pockets where the no, you'd have 6 of these, because the double triangles would actually have a locking tab coming out. So you'd have six of these locking tabs, and you'd have 6 pockets going around. So that means you have 2 possibilities on per side to make a physical connection. So here, if your tab is out here, then your tab here would actually slide in. So you could actually put one of these hexagonals in here to create the same effect, right? So you would have 2 of these. And the option with this is actually you could actually make knowing that your side is 4 foot, you could actually make a round piece complete with your pocket and with your tab extension here, and just clip it on. So you could actually take your hexagonal, and just by adding on your extensions, you could round it out. And another possibility would be, if you're from here to here to your center is about 2 foot. So you could actually add a 2 foot extension. You go from the corner and come out 2 feet, and made like a half hex, half a platform. You'd actually expand it out if you were going to use an H3 or an H7. But you wouldn't really want to go any bigger than that, because these platforms are basically for tents. They're not really meant for 16 foot and 24 foot diameters like you would see in a yurt or a dome. And mostly for quick setup for disaster preparedness and things like that. But one of the reasons why I was thinking of the extension edges on the base here, and is to actually, you could extend the floor out to give you a little more space, but you could actually have posts that would be seated on the ground that would come up, and so you could take another 8th Street platform and set it up on top. So you could actually have a ceiling, and you could actually put your tent up on the top there, and this bottom here would be like an outdoor kitchen. Just a thought. It's still a work in progress, and that way your base would be a little bit bigger than your second floor, and so you could actually bring your curtain wall, put a curtain wall all the way around it, and just makes it a little bit more bigger, a little more cozier, a little more space, and in emergency situations, having your space and being off the ground is what you're looking for. And something like this, I'm hoping it's going to take off, and that people will get behind it and start making them for the 10 cities that you see springing up in Sacramento, Florida, other places. This wouldn't be all that expensive once the jigs are made, so that you could eliminate the work. You cut your work down to minimal. You could even train the people that are in the 10 cities to duplicate this work, and you can actually take a situation and turn it around to where the people are healthy and they're prospering. You're giving them hope, and you can implement like a broader community where people can start making candles and soaps and trying to operate in the system, but yet apart from the system, and growing your food. These platforms could be used to make sacred geometry growing stations, like raised beds. One of the ideas I had here a few days ago was to snap on like an outer perimeter that would also have your vertical raised bed. So you could actually turn this whole thing into a raised bed, put a liner in it, made a little strap on the outside just to hold everything into place, and you could have a raised bed. You could have orgonite in the center here, and the orgonite would transmute the negative orgone energy into positive orgone. You could have a water spout coming up here. That could be that the orgone would actually transmute the water and put the life force right into the water. You could be growing herbs and things like that in a very concentrated space. So your imagination is the only thing that's really limited on something like this. But the important thing is, I really believe from the signs of the time that the west coast of the United States and Canada is about to get a major shaker, like a 9.1, 9.2 around there, and there's going to be hundreds of thousands of people, families without homes. And maybe that's why the Lord's put it in my spirit to do this presentation tonight, because I really believe we're right on the verge of some heavy stuff happening, and the government's not ready, not on the scale of damage that's going to come. So I'm hoping that some of you out there will take this seriously and be in a position to go with this. And next time I come back with the H7, I'm also going to have the leg design worked out. But as I was saying, where your legs are from here to here, you could actually put some kind of a beam support underneath. So that would actually take out the sweet spot. So when you actually walk from here to here, it's not going to damage your locking mechanisms, right? And so you could use that same feature in the ceiling to actually create a free span, since your poles on the outside are supporting your second story. You would actually have a free span. You can probably go right up to 12, maybe 16 foot diameter on a free span like that. And I wouldn't go any bigger than that. Okay, gonna wrap it up here. It's a work in progress, and I'm gonna try to have this all done by no later than this coming Wednesday. God bless.